Okay, so how we doing? Oh, good. Okay, so this is when I listen to the videos, or I go back and listen to them, I'm saying so all the time, but it's my break between one thing and the next, maintaining the continuity. You have to put up with it. Take me more effort to try and stop saying it. Okay, let's go around from the IC, the motivation of the understanding. So in traditional astrology, the rulerships, I don't know if we should leave this now or wait until later, but the rulerships are measuring the signs intensity, the ascendants, the ruler of the first house, the cusp of the second house determines the second house, the third house. I don't rely on these quite as much, although we're going to use them here so you know the technique around it. It's possible as the sun moves up, the planets, as they move through the houses, they're actually, each day they're moving from the fourth to the third to the second to the first and up to the midheaven. They're moving around the opposite way of the signs and the opposite way the numbers are made. But because the signs in the houses were put on the same circle, it's become the tradition to read them around the other way. But it's not how we, with the rising and the setting, we're seeing where the movement goes the other way. So we'll come to address this later. But for now, you can see this. You can see it either way. But right now, I'm going to see we're projecting out the IC. So for your deepest point, you take in your deeper feelings. And if you're feeling good or you're feeling guilty or whatever, you're motivated to understand the feedback you have and to go on it, to improve it or to expand on it. That's the IC, the Sag. Then when it gets to the third house cusp, or second house, it's Scorpio there. So as Mars is in Sag, is going to reinforce that and go on it, but Neptune complicates it. Okay, and that it opposes Mars. He wants to do too much, more than he can afford usually. But the Scorpio there is the intensity, this intense judgmental intelligence. This is really good for researchers thinking about deeper things. This third house, and the Scorpio ruling the third house, and the ruler of Scorpio is in the third house, even though it's in Sag and exaggerates a little. His communication, he's private, he's secretive, Scorpio, but he's going to want to express things trustworthy, meaningfully. So the need to share ideas, to have meaningful ideas, to be able to express things meaningfully, that's his. So his knowing, if he knows astrology deeply and knows it well, he'll be able to talk about things, or any mystical study, or any practical study. He's going to go deeply, want to know, and he want to talk about it. If nobody's listening, it's going to be upsetting. Why bother? But if somebody's listening and giving him good response back, he's going to be motivated to get more, get more, get more. The Neptune's a puzzle there because it's part poet, part dreamer, mixed with the doer. So all the things can be done. How much gets to show for it at the end? But there's a desperate need to express himself and to take the initiative to try and help people, or tell people when they're wrong or they're not doing something right, or try and fix it, especially brothers and sisters. But that's Scorpio, nighttime increasing, nighttime is greater, fixed water, judgmental, determined. He has a very judgmental side inside of this, even though his mind by itself is very independent freely. Personally, his ability to express himself and his common sense is far more intense. I got to do something deep. I got to know deeper things. There's got to be something that makes sense of this rather than just the fluff going on. So, yeah, so just, you're going to see this intensity and the need to know deep things and to be what's real, what's not, what's bullshit, what's not, the Scorpio energy, and to be very judgmental in his ideas, or competitive with his ideas. He wants to say things. If nobody's listening, he's going to want to prove it. I'm into astrology. That's the work of the devil. Oh, no, it's not. You know, he'll be right there around it. Like these challenges will come up. Perhaps since Neptune is believing in his own ideas and his own philosophy enough to do it and believe and go with it, that's kind of the dream of what he could do. Instead of running around doing everything for everyone, doing something he really believes in. Oh, wow, what a wonder that would be. And that would clue in the Scorpio. That would encourage him to go deeper and know it more and just do more. But It's easy with the Scorpio in the third house and the Mars there to get angry and be mad at people that are stupid or are interfering with your bossing you or stuff. It's easy to get angry with that. And there's a certain anger management necessary with that Scorpio on the third house around expression. The Libra on the second house, when it comes to resources and money, he's going to want to have good things, nice things. It's also tied with Libra. We need to have this. We need to have this. This is beautiful. We need to share this. We need culture. So he has a drive to get beautiful things. The Venus that rules that is up in the ninth house, opposed by Neptune and Mars. So he wants often more than he can get, or he wants things he can't get right away. If he gets right away, it's going to cost too much, or there'll be some complication or trade-offs. So when he tries to rely on the promises of others, he gets let down all the time. When he just gets it for himself, he counters the Neptune-Venus opposition and can get a basic plan. But there's the relationship, that's relationship. You know, the Neptune, the Libra on the second house. And usually when you're sharing with someone, it's easy to know what you have to get. But there's a tendency to want and go for more than one, or to take on more and then be scrambling and having difficulty living up to all the things you want or all the expenses you need to pay for all the expenses to take care of all that. Oh, that's the Mars Neptune. I got to do this. Oh, how am I going to do? What's going to be? How can I improve this? That's the Mars Neptune opposing the Venus. So you learn that these factors are you have to take them and work, like by going through the structure we have things we can relate it to, so we can bounce back as we're going this. Oh, there's the rulership. Oh, it implies this. Oh, it ties in like this. You begin to see it, and these associations start coming together, like different musicians playing the same song and getting their timing right, getting their tuning right. It begins to, when it clicks, it clicks. So the more charts you do, the more you take the time and go through this, the more this is going to work. As soon as you go quickly, oh, Sun in the 10th house, going to have the career, going to be conservative around it. You don't see all the other complications or implications around it. So whenever you do less than all the categories or less than the worksheets, you're compromising some things. It still can be valid, but you have to be aware you're missing a few points. But when you have a big problem or someone starts a real division, you come back and you back up and you do these difficult things to find it more deeply. You do this in-depth thinking. Right now, I'm just trying to, we've done a year of the in-depth thinking. I'm just trying to lighten up a bit and make associations so you could see it. But those are just gateways, portals, these little associations to these deeper things. The solution is still, of anything, is still the planets and the signs and the houses. You could ignore the aspects when you're trying to find what's healing, but the aspects are just how much stress is involved, how much effort it's going to take to get there, how much help does someone need.